Amber here with another Stellar Guitarist guitar tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you a classic John Denver, Take Me Home, Country Roads. Now this is a fantastic song because we have a handful of really simple chords, plus I'm going to show you some different strumming patterns that you can use in the song depending on your level. So this song really is for everyone, and if you're wanting to play along with the original track, then you're going to need to make sure your guitar is in standard tuning and that you have a capo on the 2nd fret of your guitar. So let's have a quick look at the chords that we're going to be using in the song. We have 4 main chords that are repeated throughout the song, and the first chord is a G major, which I'm playing with 4 fingers, and of course you can play the 3-fingered version. Next up we have an E minor chord. We also have a D major. And our final chord is a C major chord. Now there are a couple more chords that are going to pop up in the bridge, and we will talk about those later on in today's tutorial. So let's jump straight into learning to play the verse of the song. So we're going to have 1 full bar of the G major chord. We're going to have another full bar of E minor. We have a full bar of the D. We're then going to have the C chord, and we're going to hold this C chord for 2 beats, which is why you see the C in between the brackets. And then we're going to have another full bar of the G chord. Now, when I'm speaking about a full bar, I'm talking about 4 counts or 4 beats per chord. So let's run through the first half of that verse together, starting on the G chord. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to E minor. 2, 3, 4 to D. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second half of the verse is going to start off exactly the same as the first half. We're going to have 1 full bar on the G, 1 full bar on E minor, another bar on the D, and then we're going to have the C and the G sharing those 4 counts. So in essence, the C is going to get 2 counts and the G is going to get the other 2 counts. 1, 2, 1, 2. So why don't we go ahead and put that all together, just using 1 down strum on each of those chords. Starting on the G, a 1, 2, 3, 4. G, almost heaven, E minor, West Virginia to the D, Blue Ridge Mountains, C to the G, and G. Life is old there, E minor, then the trees, D, then the mountains, and C like a G. So the chorus is up next, and it is super simple. The chords are going to be up on the screen for you, and all we need to do is hold each chord for 1 bar, which means each chord is going to be held for 4 beats. So let's take it from the beginning, and I'm going to add in a little bit of singing for context. From the G chord, a 1, 2, 3. Country G, take me D, to the E minor chord, where I see West G, Mountain D, take me C, Country G. So if you're enjoying my tutorial so far, then please could I ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. You guys, you have no idea how much it helps me out to continue making lessons like this for you every single week. And if you are looking for some structured guidelines on how to become a stellar guitarist, then you don't have to look any further. Click the link below this video and go and sign up for my amazing guitar program, the Stellar Academy. This is my step-by-step guitar program. It gives you a blueprint on everything you need to do in order to become a confident guitarist. So the link's below this video, go sign up, and I cannot wait to welcome you into the course. So once you feel confident with the chord changes in the chorus and in the verse, Just playing one down strum, it's now time to introduce some strumming patterns. So the first strumming pattern that I can suggest works really well in the song, plus it is a strumming pattern that so many beginners can do well with a little bit of practice. And it is the strumming pattern that we can use in so many different songs, and it sounds like this: down, down, up, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 4, and. And each chord is going to get one round of the strumming pattern. So why don't we try playing that chorus again using the strumming pattern, taking it from the very start on that G chord, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and G, change to D, E minor, and to C, back to G chord, then to D, and to C, country G. So if we take that strumming pattern and we try it again with the verse and the chorus, this time using the real words from the song, it's going to sound something like this. Starting on the G chord, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. Now, a little thing just to remember, those chords that are in brackets, remember they get 2 beats, and the strumming pattern down, down, up, down, up equals 4 counts. So you cannot use the entire strumming pattern on a chord that is in a bracket. So when you see a chord in a bracket, you can just play 2 down strums. So moving on to a slightly higher level of strumming, you are going to want to try pick out the bass notes of each chord, followed by a down, up. So the technique is going to be a bass, down, up, bass, down, up. If I give that demonstration on a G chord, you're going to pluck the low E string as your bass, followed by a down, up, aiming on those higher sounding strings when you strum. And this technique is called a boom-chucka. So the boom is when you hit the bass string, boom, and the chucka is the down, up. Boom, chucka, boom, chucka, boom, chucka. So just practice that a few times on the G major chord. So applying this boom-chucka technique to the song, we've already spoken about the G chord, and that's when we're going to be plucking the low E string. When we play the D major chord, we're going to be plucking our D string. When we play the E minor chord, we're going to be playing our low E string again. And when we play the C chord, we're going to be playing our A string. If we pull the chords up from the chorus onto the screen, we're going to be doing 4 rounds of that boom-chucka pattern on each chord. So the first chord, which is a G, for example, will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before you move on to the next chord. So let's try this really nice and slowly, going through each of the chords up on the screen. A 1, 2, 3, 4. G. To the D. E minor. And to the C. Back to G. And to D. To the C chord. back to G again. So if you manage to get through that relatively smoothly, then I have something extra exciting to add. So if you want to add an extra little bit of spice to this boom-chucka strumming technique, what we can do is to start introducing alternate bass notes on each chord. So what this means is that we're going to alternate between two different bass notes when we play a specific chord. So back to the drawing board, let's go through each of those alternating bass strings. So on the G, the first beat will be with your low E string. The second time you go will be on the A string. Back to the E string and to the A again. Next up we have the D major, and we're going to start on that D string. Then we're going to go to our A string, back to D, and A again. The E minor chord is going to be the same as the G, so you're going to alternate between your E and your A string. And our C chord is going to be the A and the D string. So let's demo the chorus now using the alternate bass technique, starting on our G. A 1, 2, 3, 4. To D. E minor. And to C. Back to G again, to D, and to C, ending on the G. Now, it is really important to feel confident with each level before trying to jump into this alternate picking technique. So make sure you spend time with just playing the one down strum on each chord, then progressing to the down, down, up, down, up pattern. Then you can give the boom-chucka a try. So ensure that there are no awkward pauses between your chord changes. So if this is happening, country roads, take me home to the place. Obviously, then I would suggest you go back a step and you work on just those transitions until your chords are sounding smooth and accurate. Now, the final section of the song that we're going to learn today is the bridge. Now, something to keep in mind here is that there is no set chord sequence for the bridge. The chords are quite random, and that's why it is best to follow along with my play along at the end of today's lesson. For the time being, the chords will be up on the screen for you to follow along to. Now, each of the chords that you see up on the screen are going to be played for one strum. I like to strip the bridge back quite a lot, just so that I can create some light and shade in the piece. So the chords you see in brackets are going to be held for 2 counts each, and the chords that are outside of the brackets will be held for 4 counts each. So the bridge is going to sound something like this. We have our E minor chord for 2 counts, 1, 2, to the D for 2 counts, 1, 2, and to G for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next line is going to be very similar. 2 counts on C, 1, 2, 2 counts on G, and 4 on D, 2, 3, 4. Next up, we have the bracket with E minor and F. Now the E minor gets 2 counts, 1, 2, and then we have this dreaded F major chord, which everyone feels too overwhelmed with, and whenever there's a song with an F, they think, oh, I can't do the song, it's too difficult, because an F is usually played as a bar chord. But for this song, it is such a short quick play through of the F chord that we don't have to go into that effort of a bar chord, and we can actually play something called an F major 7 chord here, which is very similar to a C chord shape. All you need to do is take your second and third fingers and move them onto the G and the D string. And here we've got an F major 7 chord. Another alternative is to play an F over C, and all you're doing with that is taking your ring finger up to the A string and putting your pinky in its place. And now you can strum from the A string down. And this is just giving a slightly fuller sound to that F chord. So we're going to have the E minor for 2 beats. 1, 2 to the F for 2 beats. 1, 2. The same for the C and G. 1, 2, 1, 2. We then have the D major chord for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go to a D7 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the D7 is kind of like an upside down D major chord. So we have our D chord, and D7 is we're kind of inverting the shape. And the way we play that is our first finger goes on the B string in the first fret, and then our second and third fingers are going to be placed on the G and the high E string in the second fret. And that kind of gives us a bit of a cliffhanger. That's what 7th chords do. And then it resolves back to the beginning of the chorus. So let's play through the bridge again, and we're going to add a little bit of singing to give some context. Here we go from the E minor, a 1, 2, 3, 4. I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. I'm driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. So now that we have learned the verse, the chorus, and the bridge, and you have a multitude of different strumming patterns to choose from, all that is left to do now is to join me in the next section of this lesson for a full playthrough of the song. Let's take it from the top. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, So there you have it, everyone. That is how you play Take Me Home Country Roads on the guitar. Again, if you enjoyed the tutorial, please could you like this video? And if you enjoyed this lesson, I know you're going to love the lesson that is being suggested to you right now on the screen. I cannot wait to see you in next week's tutorial. Have a really wonderful day, everyone. Bye.